What's old is now new again, because for the third year in a row, we are going to be seeing the White Sox march to October right here on this channel. But this time there's a little bit of a twist. There's a new wrinkle to add, being that now this year in MLB The Show 22, we're going to get to do multiple seasons of March to October. And yes, I'm once again doing the White Sox. Third year in a row. The last 2 years we were able to win the World Series with these guys. And I'm doing them for a third year instead of changing things up for a couple reasons. One, they're my favorite team, so I just enjoy it that much more when I'm using my favorite team. And also, White Sox March to Octobers on my channel just always do so well. I even went back and looked, and literally from White Sox March to October videos alone, those account for over half of the total views on my channel. So for those of you who were maybe hoping to see a different team or variety this year, who have watched my March to Octobers in the past, don't worry. I still plan on doing other March to Octobers one way or another, whether it be separate March to October videos, a separate series, or even though I've been saying it for many months now and it's still never come to fruition, but if I do end up live streaming, that would definitely be something I would do, is different teams March to Octobers. But for now, we are all in our universe, three-peating with the White Sox, and in the established universe, bringing the trophy back to Chicago, well, to the south side of Chicago for the first time since 2005 and beyond, because it is so exciting this year that we are going to get to do multiple seasons. I'm so intrigued to see how this works. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But for now, let's go ahead and get things started. Chicago White Sox seem to be ranked 5th overall here. They are in the favorites tier, 2nd in contact, 7th in power, 10th in pitching, 9th in speed, and 21st in defense, so not a whole lot of weakness to this team going into things here. I will once again be playing on legend difficulty as always, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and begin this White Sox March to October.
The dividing line between the hunters and the hunted is nowhere as clear as it is in the American League Central. The Chicago White Sox are the obvious favorites to take a third straight division title. Young, dynamic, and still on the upswing, the Southsiders are one of baseball's most exciting teams and seem poised to take the next step. The rest of the division is anyone's guess, but that uncertainty also provides a clear window of opportunity. The Guardians, Tigers, Royals, and Twins each have a strong reason to believe they will be the one to break from the pack this season and play their way into wildcard contention.
The crowd is amped up, ready to get this season underway, as are we. Back with more in a minute. From Guaranteed Rate Field on the south side of Chicago, opening day baseball on the show. It's the Minnesota Twins going up against the Chicago White Sox. John Shambi, Chris Singleton with you. Our partner ready to go. Always a pleasure to get things started with you on opening day.
Well, Happy New Year, buddy. And anyone that's involved in baseball, even though it's not January 1st, this is the start of a new year. Every team has playoff hopes. I love this time of the year. I'm excited to get things going.
All right, well, here we go. Just as usual, on the first episode, the first game of a new March to October, we're starting in the 6th inning, but I've already noticed a few things that I want to pause the game and bring up before we really get started here. I wanted to let those presentations before the game breathe a little bit because they did say they were updating presentations this year. But I'm honestly a little disappointed because one thing I forgot about with the new broadcast team is there's no Heidi Watney as far as I know. And if I remember right, in years past, the commentary team kind of breaks down your team at the start of a March to October, kind of says some things about it. We didn't really get that, did we? So it'll be interesting to see how the the presentation goes throughout this March to October, because I do feel like those kind of setting the stage things before each key moment you jump into are kind of important and kind of world building, I guess. And it doesn't seem like we're going to get that this year, at least not to the same degree as before. And one other thing to mention that I noticed is they did have the trade go through that was literally just made, getting rid of Craig Kimbrell for AJ Pollack. I wasn't sure if that was going to be included into this. I knew they updated the rosters, at least on Diamond Dynasty. I wasn't sure if that would translate to March to October. Interestingly, if I was to have started this March to October when I originally planned on it, that wouldn't have taken effect. I was planning on recording this Friday morning to start, but I ended up being way too tired from launch night that I just didn't think it'd be a good idea to record the start of a new series like that. So kind of fortunate, I guess. We get to play with what the lineup is more so going to be looking like throughout this season. We'll do a deep dive into the rosters once we get back onto the main screen, but yep, there he is, AJ Pollack on the team. So I wonder if that also means Garrett Crochet. Yeah, there is no Garrett Crochet. He's already been taken off this squad, this roster page. It looks like it must be Vince Velasquez that was his replacement, so that's going to be a shame. That also gives us something to look for when it comes to trades, with only one lefty in the pen now. But let's start here. Let's start this one out, and it is 0-0 tie ball game here in the 6th. Oh man, and one thing I completely forgot to mention, but during that kind of hype package before the game started here, I kind of got distracted because I can't help but feel like they made a mistake, right? They said the White Sox were looking for their 3rd straight division title this year. That's not true, is it? Unless I'm completely misremembering, but 2020, that shortened season, as long as I remember correctly, the White Sox kind of fell apart at the end of the regular season, dropped all the way down, and didn't win the division. So this would only be 2nd straight division title, right? I didn't like fall asleep and miss a year. Oh, perfect hit and run there. Perfect hit and run. That could have been a double play, but now they're going to have 2 on, nobody out. And I am sticking with that fielding camera. They changed what was called before. Man, they are just getting nothing but solid hits. We can still get this out. There we go. But they made a change to that fielding camera called medium. I always played on medium. It didn't look like this, but it's kind of growing on me, so I'm sticking with it. This is also definitely the first time playing this new game on Legend difficulty, and I can already tell it might be a little tougher this year. They did add 2 more easier difficulties. Oh man, I thought he was going home. I got all excited because I made a perfect throw home, and instead we just gave up and out. Might not have even gotten him anyway with Buxton's speed. But like I was saying, they did add 2 more easier difficulties, I think below rookie. So who knows, that might have translated into an even harder Legend difficulty. And yeah, look at this. They are doing nothing but have good contact swings. And that's 2 runs allowed. We only have 1 out. Should have 2, but you can make an argument we also should have none. Every single hit has been a hard hit. And I think it might be time to take Lynn out. Is that supposed to be La Russa? I'm going to go to Ronaldo Lopez here. He was already warmed up out there, so we'll just go ahead and give this one to him here with a kind of a jam. We got to get out of here without any more runs given up. Oh, man, another hard hit ball that we get kind of lucky. Jeez, dude, this is starting to scare me a little bit. Pitching is usually my strength, and I don't usually have to worry about giving up too many runs all the time. And that's going to be out number 3, so we do only give up the 2. But man, if getting outs was that difficult, I'm kind of worried about my ability to hit here on Legend. But we get to start it with the top of the order. Tim Anderson, Luis Robert Abreu due up this inning. Sonny Gray still out there for the Twins. 66 pitches in. And that didn't look too bad. I was actually out in front of the heat. If I didn't mention it already, we're not going to go too overboard here in episode 1. I'm pretty much just planning on playing opening day here and then going through the rosters, looking things over, and we'll probably call it an episode from there. And that's not a good way to start out things hitting. But another thing about March to October this year and being multi-year is I feel like they kind of didn't explain how a lot of things were going to happen. Really, all that they dove deep into in that feature premiere was just the fact that you could make off-season signings year to year and how that was going to work. But how are trades going to work in the off-season? I don't think I saw that. At least not that I remember. What about the draft? That's a pretty big thing. How is the first-year player draft going to work when it comes time to get there in June? How about re-signing players? Are we going to get the chance to extend contracts like you do in franchise? Are you even going to get the chance to re-sign players? Is it just going to funnel through the same system as signing free agents in the offseason? Oh, and we get fooled again by that cutter or the sinker inside. Didn't even pull the trigger that time. But what about other things like player developments, call-ups? Are we going to get to set our roster on opening day of season 2? Did we lose the bat? Oh my god, right away. Third at bat on opening day and we're just losing the bat. He actually got Darth Mauled right there, it looks like. Yeah, look at this. Just sliced right through the waist. He's done. His season's over. But yeah, guys, there might even be some things I'm forgetting about that are going to come up and be a big deal. Interesting to see how multi-year March to October handles it. But a lot of question marks going into this one that I am curious and excited to find out how things work. I also feel like I should mention, I don't even know how many seasons I plan on doing. We're just going to completely play it by ear. I might just play this March to October for however many seasons it lasts until, geez, it feels crazy to say, but 23 comes out. Maybe we'll just play, you know, 2, 3, maybe 4 seasons and feel like we've accomplished everything. I don't know. I'm along for the ride just as much as you guys are, but we gotta start focusing on the here and now, because I've given up 2 runs so far and then gone down 1, 2, 3 on nothing but bad swings. Look at this. We can't even get Miguel Sano to strike out. There we go. Get him swinging on that one. A little bit better of a curve that time. Alright, we got Kepler underneath that one. Might be lucky he didn't get a hold of it. Alright, and there we go. Gary Sanchez frozen on the slider. Ronaldo Lopez coming in and having a good game. Gets us out of a tough jam last inning. 1, 2, 3 this inning. That's actually good. That gives me some confidence. Maybe he'll be a solid piece to this team, especially with a weakened bullpen. Oh man, I got it. Yep, we got to be on that one. Got to be all over that. Oh, there we go. There we connected on one, and it's none other than Yoan Moncada. Perfect on that sinker. He's hitting the first home run of the season. He's always someone I make the best swings with, and it seems like it's not changing this year. We got some StatCast data on that one, 106.5 off the bat. And how about this? We get to have Eloy on the team this year. Last year's March to October didn't get to make that happen with his spring training injury. Oh, and we just missed that one with Eloy. And here we go, AJ Pollack. First look at him in a White Sox uniform. Not even, or maybe just over 24 hours after the trade goes through. We already get to see him. And he's getting a base hit. How about that? Hanging Slurve got a little bit out in front of it, but still manages to get it through there. And they're taking him out. Sonny Gray's day is done. Who are we going to? Is it a lefty to face Sheets? It looks like it. Now, we do have Andrew Vaughn. Can you pinch it for a DH? That's a thing, right? This is like the exact platoon I plan on having here for DH. Sheets against a righty, Vaughn against a lefty. We'll go ahead and make this pinch hit move here. Could be a big spot here with a runner on. Bottom of the 7th, no guarantee this spot would even come up again. So we could cash in here. And there we go. That's a ball in the gap. Not quite with Buxton's speed. That would have been the tying run if it got there. We'll just have to settle with moving him up to 3rd. Count on the next guy to come through. Another new White Sox, Josh Harrison. First look at him in that White Sox jersey. I'm very intrigued to see what kind of season he has, because I've always thought of him as being a good player, but he's definitely a little past his prime. But I don't know, he could fit in pretty nicely to the White Sox this year. I could definitely see that happening. And he hits that one up the middle, but they're going to make the play, so we don't cash in. I went chasing on a curve there. But hey, yeah, it happened a while ago. We did put up a run, so we cut the lead in half here with 2 innings to go. And I'm thinking I'm going to stick with Lopez here until he gets into any sort of trouble, because he's having a really nice day out of the pen so far. And, you know, he's a starter, basically, so he's got plenty of energy. Oh, but that one sneaks down the line. They're going to second, though. Come on, Eloy. Use that cannon. There we go. Nice job. No extra bases on this team, right? This outfield's throwing everybody out. And TA is going to make that play on the liner. Ooh. Missed on the slider, but that one's staying in. That sounded like a perfect. But all right, another good inning. Technically not, but I call it a 1-2-3 inning. Is it technically a 1-2-3? I don't know. Oh, I popped it up. I'm starting to get the timing down here. I feel like a lot of my swings now, after that first inning, have had some good timing on them. Oof, not that one. But there we go. That one was a little bit better of a swing. Alright, another base hit here, moving him up to second. We got something cooking. 2 on, 1 out. And we got Moncada up. We got an option to flash back here. We'll take it. We'll relive that perfect shot, even though it was just an inning ago. Oh, it was a good swing, but yeah, Buxton's going to have no trouble with that. Man, I swung at the first pitch, but I feel like I couldn't help it on that pitch. That was a good pitch to be swinging at. Is that going to get up the middle? That's going to be a run with Luis Roberts' speed. Eloy comes through with 2 outs. Drives in the game-tying run. There we go. Battling back. That's what this team does. Now let's hopefully take the lead now before this inning is over, and then we can see Hendrix on opening day. They're going to a new arm. That's another thing I've noticed so far. I've played, for those of you who are familiar with Diamond Dynasty, I've played through Conquest already, and from that it seems like the CPU has a little bit quicker of a hook. Get down the line. It's getting down the line. Grandal comes through. Another base hit here with 2 outs in the 8th, and we push across the go-ahead run. How about these Sox, man? Clutch already on opening day. That was kind of lucky that we got that one to get through. I'm not gonna lie, but a tough play, bouncing ball, relatively hard hit. Oh, and Pollack strikes out. No insurance runs, but we did take the lead, tied it, and took the lead on a couple of big hits. Now we get to see Liam Hendrix. And here we go. Pretend that Locked in the Cage song or whatever is playing that you hear on NBC Sports Chicago, because here he is, Liam Hendrix, coming into the game, coming off one of the better seasons you can have as a closing pitcher. That strikeout to walk ratio is unbelievable. I'm also going to make a bit of a defense move here, get Adam Engel out there and left as we're trying to close this one out. And look at this, did they slim down Hendrix a little bit this year? Take out all of his bulky muscle. Oh, he turned on the heat. All right, that should be out number 1, though. Pollack's there. Oh, Correa doesn't want to swing. Oh, but he will swing at that one and pop it up. Abreu's there, 1 to go. Oh, and another perfect that looks like it's staying in the yard. Luis Robert runs it down. And what an opening day. There's so much to like about that here. Starter gets into a little bit of trouble, but the bullpen comes in, absolutely shuts it down from that point on. The offense battles back to make the comeback and take the lead in time for Hendrix to close it out. There is way more to like about that opening day win than not to like. And I think, what was it, 3 momentum fireballs here to add right away. We should get off to a relatively hot start to the year. Let's see how quick of a turnaround we have before the next game. It's immediate. Game 2 is being played right away. This is interesting. Go 2-0 to start the season. I've never seen that one before, so maybe some different looking situations you get to hop into this year. Maybe you play a little bit more often. I guess we'll just have to see. But this one, we'll be down 1 with 2 outs, but we get a chance to walk it off in the 9th, or at least tie it with the runner on second. But as I mentioned, we're really just going to focus on looking at the lineup, picking out weaknesses, seeing what we need to do for this team, not looking to do too much here in episode 1. So let's start it out looking at the lineups, and we pretty much got a good look at it. We saw everyone who came up to the plate. But we got TA here, only an 83, but he's a pretty good looking hitter. They gave him fielding this year too, 73 fielding, 73 arm. Pretty good contact, but definitely better against lefties. The power is going to be middle of the road, but also better against lefties. B potential, he could still be improving this year. We got Luis Robert, crushes lefties, 99 contact, 90 power, and it makes it look like he's not going to be as good as he is against righties. With 74, 67 is still going to hit righties fine. 83 fielding out there with 88 speed. He should be able to run down most fly balls. And then him with that A potential. We could still see, I mean, he's an 88 now. We could see him at a 90 plus by the end of this season. Then we got Abreu, same deal, man. Crushes lefties. Still gonna hit righties very well. Good clutch rating there too. A lot of durability. Solid enough fielding at first base. Don't need a whole lot more out of him. He is 35. So who knows, we might start to see some regression. It's a new game too, so you'll have to, I guess, wait and see how regression actually hits. Maybe he can kind of keep it at bay if he keeps playing well. Maybe the potential will help keep it at bay a little bit, but he still needs to contribute big to this team for us to be good. Then we got Moncada, and his ratings are a little disappointing to me. I've always liked Moncada though, so maybe I'm a little biased, but I don't know. He should still play well. He's also got that A potential. He should most likely be up over an 80 overall before we even know it. We got Eloy, who's also down in the 70s, but also at an A potential. We know what he's going to give us out in the field. It's not going to be super strong. A lot of power. The contact against righties is good enough. Against lefties, it should be fine too, but not quite there, not quite as good. But again, the A potential, we're going to see a lot of improvement from him. Grandal, lots of power this year, man. Lots of pop. 92, 95. The 99 discipline, he's definitely going to draw a lot of walks. He should be good for us. 33 years old, you could see some regression, but same deal with Abreu. I don't know how it's going to hit him, but all we can ask is for him to keep playing well. That's all we need. Pollack, new White Sox here, great at the plate. He's got the same fielding rating as Eloy. I was a little worried he'd be primary left fielder, but they have him at primary right field, which is good, so he doesn't get even lower fielding affected by being in a secondary. But yeah, we don't have the strongest corner outfielders. Pollack a little bit faster, a little bit stronger arm. He'll probably be a marginally better outfielder than Eloy is right now. But a good pickup for the Sox. He should, I mean, another big bat in the lineup. Sheets, another big bat when he's facing righties. He can struggle against lefties, but he's also got lower fielding, so DH is definitely a good spot for him. B potential on Sheets too at 25. We could see him improve, definitely. And then to round out the batting order, I might not even change the batting order, to be honest. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to change this right away. Grandal can bat 4 with that power. Moncada can move down to 6. But after that, I don't think I need to change anything. But yeah, Josh Harrison, not the strongest hitter, above average contact. Power's not really there, discipline's not really there, but the vision should mean he won't strike out a ton. And then yeah, off the bench, you're not going to get a whole lot out of Sebi, I hate to say it. And at a D potential, he's not really going to improve. Leury, I feel like you also know what you're going to get out of him. Pretty good contact they gave him this year, though. And solid enough fielding that he shouldn't mess up everything when you bring him in. Good speed. He'll be a good utility player, I feel like. And who knows? I mean, as the season goes on, certain people are struggling. 80 overall on him. Switch hitter. He could be a good replacement for anybody who's struggling, really. And actually, I didn't even realize Harrison can play just about anywhere, too. So if he is the one struggling and we move Leury into the starter spot, Harrison can still be a utility guy. But then, yeah, against lefties, we're going to see Vaughn in the lineup. A potential. 23, he's going to get a ton better, I'm sure. All right, now let's look at pitching, and this is a little bit more of a question mark for me, especially with losing Crochet and Kimbrel on the same day. You also lost Tepera over the offseason. You lose Kopech because he's moving to the starting rotation. And those were 4 big names. Those are 4 big bullpen arms that you lose. So the bullpen's not quite in as strong of a position, in my opinion, as it was last year. You do add Graveman, though. That's a big addition. I guess you add this Kyle Crick. I don't even remember when the White Sox picked him up. This might have been recent, too. I don't even know. Maybe I'm out of the loop. But yeah, I think the bullpen is the obvious weakness on the team. 4 guys under a 70 overall, even though Lopez came in and had a great game. Vince Velasquez already regressing down to a 64. He's probably going to be the first guy we look to replace. But yeah, I mean, the big arms in the bullpen are there. Hendrix, obviously going to be a shutdown closer. Bummer. Graveman's a good righty. But past that point, don't have a lot of confidence. Definitely need a second lefty out there. And then from then, it'll just be trying to improve upon each individual spot, I guess. Starting, I actually didn't even glance at these ratings while I was looking at the bullpen. Really, they only put Cease at a 77. They have Kopech higher than him, even though Kopech hasn't even been a full-time starter yet. But you got Lynn, 87. We saw him in Game 1. Struggled there since I used him, but he had already pitched 5 at that point. Giolito should be good. He'll improve with that A potential. 84 right now, but Giolito's a beast. We know this. I am honestly shocked though with Dylan Cease's ratings. They only gave him a 70 K per 9. Look at his ratio. 226 strikeouts in 165 innings pitched, and that only translates to a 70 K per 9. I know it. I know they do ratings based on multiple years, and I guess looking at the last 2, that hasn't been there. But man, I was kind of hoping for Cease to be a little bit better. But hey, A potential. He'll be improving as well. I'm hoping we'll see good things out of him still, even though his ratings aren't where I wanted them to be. Then we got Kykel. Every year I've done a White Sox March to October, Kykel always turns in a good season. But this year, in real life, he finally had that really bad season. Probably knocked his ratings down a significant amount. C potential, 34 years old. You don't know how regression is going to hit him. So I don't know, man. He might be holding on by a thread. And then you got Kopech, the wild card. He was so fun to watch in real life out of the bullpen last year, transitioning now to being a starter, what he originally was going to be. And they gave him an 81 overall. B potential though, not an A. But he still should improve, I would assume. Only the 65 stamina, so in days he starts, the bullpen will probably be active. No matter how well he does, it probably won't go more than 6 if we're lucky. But I'm excited for him too. But yeah, I think this pretty much tells us what our weaknesses are, what we need to look for in trades. It's going to be all pitching. Looking through the batting order, I genuinely see no weakness. I don't. I mean, maybe second base, and really only against righties, because Leury should probably be able to handle it against lefties if Harrison can't. But other than that, there is nothing I worry about on the offensive side of things this year. So yeah, guys, that'll be it for this very first episode of what will turn into the first multi-year March to October with the Chicago White Sox. We'll play this key moment here in the bottom of the 9th in the next episode. I'll also set up the trade management stuff in between episodes, and we'll talk about that. But for now, that does it. So make sure if you guys enjoyed, you leave a like on this one. The past tells me that chances are this will probably be one of my higher viewed videos. So if you're new to the channel, which there's a good chance that you are, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you continue on with this March to October. We'll have episode 2 up shortly, so there will be a playlist. So make sure you check that out if you're new. And I really think this is going to be a fun March to October now that there's so many new things to consider with it being multi-year. So guys, again, thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time.